Hello everyone, Beat is a Fruity back here for taking Frizzy with a little card game called Snail Antennae, which I believe I got from Surugaya, that Japanese website. It is a little trick-taking game for 3 to 5 players, ages 10 up. Takes about 30 minutes. It's produced by Gomi Kokusai, and design is by, I believe, Ikumo Tasaka. Designed and did the art. I believe she also goes by the name Taffy. That's what it says in the rules here. This says Taffy in English. This came out last year at the Tokyo Game Market, which is a large convention that happens twice a year in Japan, in the spring and the fall. They just had one recently. I missed out on games from that, but hope to get them eventually. They do a lot of trick-taking games, lots of card games, lots of board games in general. It's a pretty big convention. A lot of games are small print runs like this one and hard to find outside of Japan. But fortunately, I was able to get this one. This one actually came to cards and sleeves. I think that's just how it comes, which is awesome. They did that. They do also have a linen finish. I wish everyone that's doing card games would actually put the cards in sleeves. That would just make them so much durable and save us the trouble of having to buy sleeves if we want for our cards. Anyways, the game has 3 suits: red, blue, and they call this yellow. I'm going to call it gold because it is decidedly not yellow. AKA moon, sun, and I guess star. You had cards numbered 0 through 9 in each suit. And these are called the fighters. Now, you will remove some cards depending on the player count. So you're going to use all the cards for 5 players. For 4 players, I have removed the 8s and 9s. And if you're going to do 3 players, you will also remove the 8s and 9s and the 6s and 7s. Put those aside. You also got some reference cards. One side English, the other side Japanese, as is the rules. English one side, Japanese on the other. So thumbs up for that. And here it tells you the different types of cards you can play. Now you also have, I mentioned these captain or commander cards. They're called captains. They have a gray back, one for each suit, and whoever is leading gets to choose one of these to be the captain for this trick. And then he can play either 2 cards. All players can do this. You can play 2 cards that are the same color. That is called an elite unit. So if you play 2 colors that match the captain, that's an elite unit. And in that instance, if somebody plays an elite unit, whoever plays the lowest value elite unit would win the trick. The other type of combination you can play is a mixed unit, which is 2 cards of suits that are different from the captain. And that's called a mixed unit. And if nobody plays an elite unit, then it's whoever plays the highest mixed unit wins the trick. There's a third type of combination you can play that is called the no recommendation. And that is where you play 1 card that matches the captain and 1 other suit. So that would be a no recommendation. No recommendation will never win a trick. Now, I don't know what happens. It doesn't specify if everyone plays a no recommendation. I think that's highly unlikely. I guess in that instance, just whoever plays the highest wins or the lowest. I don't know, honestly. It doesn't say. So you're going to shuffle the cards. You're going to deal 12 to each player, which I probably should have done. And you can put these in the middle of the table. Each player would get a reference card. And what this is all about is just this little battle between small animals, insects. It says whoever was the last person to see a snail gets to be a start player. I hate start things like that. Just come up with something better. Like all they had to do, they have the reference cards. All they had to do was put a star on one of them. You deal them out. Whoever gets thrown with the star becomes the start player. But no, they didn't do that. So, one thing you're going to do to start off is you're going to find 4 cards from your hand, and you're going to put them face up in front of you as your revealed hand. Every player's going to have a revealed hand, and the rest of the cards in your hand will be concealed. Nobody will know what they are. So let me just throw out some cards here. They should ideally be different. Maybe they play this. And you're supposed to put them in like an ascending or descending. It doesn't say ascending in the rules or descending. I believe it says descending. It says descending, but then I see elsewhere ascending. So it doesn't really matter if it's ascending or descending, honestly. So I'll just say this person does 4, 5, 6, and 3. This person will do 3, 4, 6, 7, and I will do, let's say I do a 1, a 2, 5, and a 6. So, one person is going to be a start player, and you can play cards from this, from the face-up cards, or the cards in your hand that are concealed. And so the way it works is, let's say I am the lead player. I'll leave my cards. Maybe I want to play, I'm going to choose one of these suits, and maybe I choose the blue, and I choose to play 2 blue cards. That is called an elite unit. The next player, he has lots of blue. He has blue and gold, so he has not much of a choice, so he's just going to play an elite unit as well. And this guy's going to go. He decides to also play an elite unit because he doesn't have much of a choice. And, oh wait, he has 2 more cards in his hand. It doesn't matter because it's still the same thing. Maybe he plays this. I want to point out one thing important. When you play the cards, you will always play the lowest value card in the 10 side, on the left side. So it's always going to be 10, 20, 30. You're never going to have like 73 or 63. Unless your lowest cards are 67, then you'll have a 67 or whatever. There is a variant where you can play the reverse if you want. You don't have to. There's a couple of variants in there. And this guy decides, you know what, I don't want none of this. He's just going to play a 24. You cannot play 2 cards that are the same color unless they are of the suit that was led, of the captain suit. So he couldn't play 2 brown ones if he wanted to, unless that's all he had. But I guess he would also be able to go into these cards. So, in this instance, since people played the, what is called the elite unit, whoever played the lowest valued one wins the trick, because I guess they are sending out the least amount of forces to battle, and they're stronger, so they only need to send out the least amount possible. So this guy played a 27. He's going to win the trick, and he's going to collect all these cards. Now, whoever wins the trick, if they win with an elite unit, they have to take 2 cards from their hand and add it to the revealed hand. I don't honestly know what the idea of that is, but let's just say they add a 0 and a 1. If you are the lead, had I won the trick as the lead, I would have to put 3 cards. If you are neither the lead, if you win the trick with like a mixed unit, which I'll probably explore in a minute, then you would just put 1 card down. The round will end once 5 tricks have occurred. A player has no more cards left in their hand, or a player has, what's it called, gone into a frenzy. Going into a frenzy is where I have to put cards down into my revealed hand, and I don't have enough. If that happens, I go into a frenzy, I'm bleeding out, whatever, and I will actually get you will get negative points if you go into a frenzy. Anyways, we had one trick. Put this off to the side. In fact, I'll just put this here to identify its player. So this player is going to lead. They're going to play red. They don't have any red, but they're going to play red, and they're going to play, let's say, a 15. Or, you know what, they'll play, let's just say they do a 57. The reason for this is because even if they win the trick, well, if they win the trick, they'll lose a card, but they don't want to win the trick. And it is, well, actually, maybe they want to do something different. They'll play the 14. Because it's the highest card of the mixed that will win in this instance. This guy, however, cannot or does not necessarily want to play a mixed. So he'll play a 23. This guy decides to play 07. And then you can't put it as a 7, it has to be as a 07. And then I will play, let's say, a 56. So in this case, a lead unit was played. Lowest one wins, so this guy's going to win the trick. And he's going to have to put 3 cards from his hand, as it indicates here. If you play an elite unit as the dealer and you win, you have to put 3 cards. If you're somebody else that wins with an elite, you have to put 2 cards. And if you just simply win a trick with a mix, you put 1 card. At least it's my understanding of the rules. So I will add, let's say, 7 and a 1. That's 2 tricks, and now he's going to lead. He'll just lead for red, but he's going to put down a 26. Now, the cards you have here face up in front of you are going to be positive points for you unless you go into a frenzy. And it's going to be, the face value is the points. So he played that. This guy still has a bunch of cards in his hand. He's going to play, 35. It's to me, maybe I play, I actually don't want to win this. Well, I mean, I don't want to play red cards to win this. I'm just trying to see in the light what cards I have. It's red, so I want to play, let's say I play a 26. And then this guy is going to go, and he will play 46, I'll just say. So, since everyone played a mixed, whoever played the highest one wins. So again, if it's 2 of the same color, and it's the same as this suit, the mosquito in this instance, that's a lead unit. The lead unit wins if it's the lowest one. Lowest to lead wins. Otherwise, it's the highest mixed. In this case, highest mixed is this guy, so he's going to win this trick. And he's going to have to pony up a card from his hand. And maybe he just puts down his 5. This next trick, he's going to lead. Maybe he does a gold, maybe he does a 35. Gold or brown, whatever you want. This guy will just play a 14 as a mix. This guy will play, let's just say he plays a 47. And this guy, that being me, will play, let's just say I play a mix of a 15. So the highest, or the lead unit's going to win. It's going to be the lowest one, so this guy's going to win again. And he collects the cards. You keep doing this again until 5 tricks have been 1 so far. This guy has tricks here. One more trick, so we might as well do one more trick. Either until that happens, somebody has no more cards left in their hand, and or they go into a frenzy, which is where if I win the trick and I don't have the cards to put down, then you go into a frenzy. Anyways, this guy won, so he's got one card left in his hand. He'll play this, and he's going to play a mix. So he plays a 0-1. This guy's going to go. He will play a 0-2 in the elite unit. This guy will play, he has no real choice but to play the 3-6 because he cannot play the 2 brown ones. And then I will go and I will play, I have no choice but to play 15. Again, whoever played the lowest value of the elites, that would be him. He wins the trick. And that's going to be 5 tricks. And unfortunately for him, he doesn't have any cards to put down, so he's going into a frenzy. And that ends the round, though, because he has no cards left and he can't put any down. He still has the 2 there, but he can't put anything down, and he's gone into a frenzy. The way scoring works is interesting. I'll try to explain it the best that I can, but let's just see. This guy has 3 tricks. And you're going to play a number of rounds equal to the number of players. So 4 players, you play 4 rounds. If it was 3 players, you play 3 rounds. Each player gets to start player once, basically. So whoever goes into a frenzy, that would be this guy, he's going to get 0 points for the tricks that he won. And he's going to lose 1 point per card he has left, so he loses 2 points. As for me and this other player, we're not going to get anything. Points, the cards that we have left in our hand concealed are 0 points. Any we have face up, if I had some cards here face up, I would get points based on the value of those cards. This player does have a card in his hand, so that's a 0. But he does have this one here, which is 7 points. You can get the 7 points. He's also going to get points per trick. And that is, you get points equal to the number of players for each trick one. So 4 players, 4 points per trick. So he's got 12 plus 7 is 19 points. This guy's got minus 2 because he went into a frenzy. Even though he won tricks, he gets nothing for the tricks if he goes into a frenzy. And the both of us get 0 because we didn't have any cards in front of us. And the ones in our hand don't give us anything. So that's the game. It's an interesting game. It's definitely unique. It's a little bit hard to wrap your head around the rules, I believe, but hopefully I explained it well enough. It's a little harder to find. Let me know what you think. I think it's pretty interesting, and I love that the cards are on the sleeves. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe.